Thank you very much. If you haven't heard, I've got an energy drink out called Tyson Fury. Try it if you want some balls.
Thank you, Tyson. Great entrance as ever. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are joining us in the world. Today we formally announce a huge, iconic event, October the 28th, to kick off Riyadh season. A colossal event on October the 28th, the Battle of the Baddest. Two kings collide in the kingdom in what is quite simply the most anticipated combat sports event of the year. The king of heavyweight boxing, Tyson Fury, the WBC and lineal heavyweight champion, will take on the king of heavyweight MMA, the lineal heavyweight champion and the man who never lost his world title in the cage, Francis Ngannou. This epic showdown between two giants in their field will mark the commencement of this year's iconic Riyadh season. The fight is brought to you by Queensberry Promotions, Top Rank, and Francis Ngannou's promotional banner, Gimmick Fight Promotions. And of course, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Turki Al-Sheikh. Let's begin by discussing our wonderful hosts for this once-in-a-lifetime event on October 28th. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has become the go-to destination for some of the very best concerts, events, attractions, and more recently, some of the most finest boxing in the world. The iconic Riyadh season has taken place every winter since 2019, welcoming more than 37 million visitors from all across the globe. They've come to experience concerts, sporting events, dining experiences, and much more. Riyadh season is back for its 4th edition, and this year it will make history, with two heavyweight champions at the pinnacle of their sport facing off. It will be boxing that has the privilege of kicking off this year's Riyadh season. The special WBC event will determine who the baddest man on the planet is, and it is of course called Battle of the Baddest, as Tyson says, "Come on," next to me. And of course, you can't determine who the baddest man on the planet is without a man who also once walked the earth as the baddest man on the planet. Former world heavyweight champion Mike Tyson has been training Francis Ngannou for this fight, just adding another layer of intrigue and anticipation for this great event. So, we've got Francis Ngannou, we've got Tyson Fury, we've got Riyadh season. They all know how to draw a crowd and put on a show. And October the 28th, there will be a spectacle like you have never seen before. All right, well, look, as you can see, we've got a very packed top table here. Everyone's been introduced, and I want to start with Hall of Fame boxing promoter Frank Warren. Let's get some words from you, Frank, on this. Like, you've been involved in so many special events over the years, and I've heard you say in the build-up to this one, it's the biggest one you've been involved in. Tell me more.
Well, first of all, I want to wish everybody a very warm welcome here. And I want to thank in particular His Excellency, the Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, and all the staff and management team of the Riyadh season, the GEA and Cellar. This is a massive event. This is the biggest event I've ever been involved with. It's a crossover event of a sport. You've got a guy who's the best in his discipline, UFC, the heavyweight champion, a powerhouse. He's in the Guinness Book of Records, the hardest punching heavyweight out there. And you got the man, the lineal champion, Tyson Fury, who's done everything you can ask for in a fighter. Undefeated champion, brilliant boxer, brilliant fighter. He can box, he can stand and trade with you. This is going to be something special, a very, very special event. And this is opening the season. What an opening this is going to be for the season. After this, you get all these other fantastic events, but this is the event that's opening it. It's a blockbuster event.
And it's very special for boxing to have that place kicking off Riyadh season this year, Frank.
Well, look, as I just said, that the two participants, they're the biggest names in their respective sports. And Tyson's an absolute, he's not just a boxer or a sportsman. This guy just in Netflix series is the highest watched program ever on Netflix in this country. It's amazing. That's what he is. He is a massive, massive star. it's not just about boxing, it's about personality. And for me, Tyson Fury is the most entertaining, the most best fun as a heavyweight since Muhammad Ali. Unbelievable. He's just, wherever he goes, he brings excitement, he brings people. Last year, we did 2 shows in the UK jointly with Bob, and both those shows sold out. Broke the box office records at Wembley. We sold out Spurs on December the 8th, freezing cold, not like the weather today, freezing cold, sold out. Why? Because of Tyson Fury. Why is he in Riyadh? Why is he opening this Riyadh festival? Because it is him. He is Tyson Fury. He is the best in the world, the most well-known boxer in the world at the moment. There's no doubt about that. And this man here is going to come and try and take his head off, aren't you? Well, I don't know if you will, but you're going to come and try and take his head off. And so this is going to be, I see this fight really simple. Tyson, everyone thinks Tyson's just a boxer and Francis is a big puncher. But Tyson, you've seen his last few fights, he goes in the trenches. And if he goes down, he gets up. No one's like him. No one I've been involved in boxing is like him. Magnificent chin, and more importantly, a big heart. So don't think that somebody's going to be piddling around pitter-patter with you. You're going to be in a big fight, a big fight. Fire's going to meet fire. That's what it's going to be.
It's not the first time, sir.
I know it's not. And we believe in your achievements. And listen, for what you're doing is brilliant. To step up and step into a boxing ring, take my hat off to you. Everybody takes their hat off to you. You're a big man. We know what you're capable of, but we know what he's capable of. Unbiased. But it's going to be, one thing's for sure, while it lasts, it's going to be exciting. This is going to be exciting. It's going to be one of the most exciting events you've ever seen. I promise you.
Well, Frank, before I move on, we've partnered with the WBC as well, who have a special commemorative belt for this event.
They have. I thought there was a picture of it.
Which should be coming up on the screen.
There should be a picture.
There you go. Look at that.
The WBC. This isn't for the WBC title, but as you can look up here, they've commissioned a belt, which is the Ryadh Championship belt, and hopefully this will be something that will be fought for every year. But this is a special event. And as I say, it's 2 guys, the best of their disciplines, the best fighting the best. That's what this is. And that the winner will walk away with that belt and he'll do well financially, no doubt about that.
Thank you very much, Frank. Lovely belt up there. Big thank you to the WBC. Let's hear from Team Ngannou. Let's bring in Markel Martin. Markel, this is a fight that has actually been talked about for a little while. How special a moment is it for you and Team Ngannou to land this fight with Tyson Fury?
To be honest, it's a dream come true. This is something that Francis and I have been speaking about for years. I think it was 2018, 2019. You guys can go back and look at the Tyson podcast. And we spoke this into existence. Obviously, wouldn't have been here without the work of this man right here. Throughout his entire life and journey, wouldn't be here without His Excellency, and wouldn't be here without you gentlemen. So we're honored. We're thankful. We're here to shake up and shock the world. Go back and watch this man's story. If you doubt him now, you will be sorry. Come October 28th, this man will shock the world. He's done it time and time again, and it's destined to be Maktub.
Well, Markel, I've heard you say that if he touches Tyson Fury's chin, he is going to sleep. You really believe in your man, don't you?
Everyone who knows me, not many of you do, I will walk into the fire with this man, for this man, because I believe in this man. If I have all the respect in the world for Tyson and his abilities, but I know what this man can do, and there's not a puncher on the planet that can take his punch straight to the chin. That's just that.
All right, well, thank you, Markel. Your mic will be live. I feel like you're going to have a few more things to say in this press conference. Let's bring in Hall of Fame boxing promoter Bob Arum. Look, you know it's a big fight when you need 2 Hall of Fame boxing promoters here promoting it. Bob, welcome. Great to have you as always. Tell us from your side how it feels to be involved in yet another huge event, but particularly you are starting Riyadh season this year with Fury against Ngannou. Tell us your thoughts.
Well, this is a massive event around the world, but it's particularly massive in the United States because UFC has become one of the most popular sports in the United States, and Francis is a legend in that sport. And Tyson has performed so admirably in the United States over the past few years that he is a massive figure in sports. And now the fact that they're both coming together is something that is creating tremendous interest in the United States. But more important, I think, is the fact that we are seeing history made. Riyadh is about to become the entertainment capital in the area and maybe one of the greatest entertainment capitals in the world. The plans for that city, for that area, are enormous, and it is really appropriate. And I want to thank the authorities in Saudi Arabia for making it happen, that this event is the kickoff event for the Riyadh emergence into the world of sports and entertainment. It will be a momentous fight, but more important, it will be long after myself and all of you out there are gone, a historic event for Riyadh, for combat sports, and it's an honor for Top Rank to be part of it.
And finally, Bob, just on the fight itself, I mean, you've got a very dangerous man over there sat right next to you, and you've got the world heavyweight champion right here. What sort of fight are you expecting on October 28th?
A hell of a lot better than some of the writers have been predicting, because it's clear that Francis has not had boxing experience, although he's training diligently. But the son of a gun, I've watched these UFC tapes. I mean, I have never seen anybody hit with the power that Francis has. Tyson Fury, we know he's been in with strong punches before, like Wilder, and he's got knocked down, he's picked himself up, and managed to come out ahead. I think this is going to be one of the most exciting events that any of us will have the opportunity to watch, and it will be shown here on TNT pay-per-view in the UK and in the United States on ESPN Plus on pay-per-view, plus all the cable systems and the satellite providers. It's truly a massive event, and as I told Frank before, it's a privilege for both of us to be associated with the event.
Thank you, Bob. Brilliant. Well, let's hear from the gladiators, the men involved, October 28th, to kick off Riyadh season, who will decide who the baddest man on the planet is. Let's start with Francis Ngannou. Francis, tell us a little bit about how special it is to be involved in this event. And I also understand that boxing was always your dream. Tell us how you're feeling now sat at this table about to fight Tyson Fury.
I mean, I have a fight coming up, but first of all, I'm very excited and I'm very happy, you know, from having this dream since I was a kid to become a boxer. And today, it's not just I'm going to box, but I'm going to box the guy in the peak of on the mountain, you know. So for me, I mean, usually I will not pay attention of what's going around, but this thing is so big that I can stop thinking about it. It's more so like for me, it's more so like history about to be made. in Riyadh on October 28th. You know, it's it's something that I didn't see it coming, even though my dream was always there, and I hope that is gonna happen someday. But I didn't see it lay out this way to be like one of the biggest event in the world, because we are going to, it's not just a fight. We are going to be open up Riyadh season, so it's a cultural event that we are fighting on, and we'll just make this fight bigger and bigger. And nobody knows exactly what's going to happen, but what I do know for sure is that I'm going to be out there hunting for that guy's head to take it off. So I can guarantee you that.
All right, thank you, Francis. Let's bring in Tyson Fury at this point for your opening thoughts, Tyson. Fight number 35 for you, an iconic fight, an iconic night. Tell us your thoughts.
Tell us my thoughts.
Come on.
Now, where should we start here? It's been a long old road in the old professional boxing game. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of back and front, a lot of other shit as well. To get to this point is, shall we say, astonishing. I don't even know where to start with this speech. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm a best man, or I feel like I'm a wedding speech or something. Where do we start? Well, first of all, we start like this, okay? First of all, I want to say, you're one good-looking son of a bitch, don't you ever die. And then, I want to say, massive, massive thank you to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh for putting this fight on, an event. I want to say massive shout-out to Dr. Rakan, massive shout-out to Spencer Brown, and I want to say a massive shout-out to His Royal Highness MBS as well for making this possible. Colossal event. You got me and Francis Ngannou here, you know, the UFC, former UFC. Everyone said he was an idiot for walking away from the UFC. And now all of a sudden he's a genius, isn't he? Guy's about to make $10 million. Come on! Egg in their face. Francis is going to make that bag rich, okay? Riyadh season. Here's a little fun fact none of you know. I've actually fought at the Riyadh season before, back in 2019, at the WWE Crown Jewel. I actually knocked out the monster among men, Braun Strowman. And I'll knock out another big dosser here in him, in another one 3 or 4 years later. So, you know, it's a very special event for me, and it's a very special time in sports where a powerhouse like Saudi Arabia are coming in, they're taking over the game, they're taking over football, boxing, whatever you want. I think within 5 years, 10 years, they're going to be the powerhouse of all sports. All the big sporting events will be in Saudi Arabia somewhere. And for me, obviously, I've topped the bills in Vegas, London, all over the place. You name it, I've done it. There ain't shit that is out there that I haven't done already. And now I get to do the world's biggest stage. All eyes on me. And I get to knock out him. He's a good-looking lad. I do like him. Probably got a big core as well. Remember that, Francis? However, it's unlucky for him that he has to come across me.
If you know where I came from, you don't have to ask that question.
Come on, come on. Get it out. Get it out. But yeah, I'm absolutely honoured to be fighting Francis. He's going to be a very, very good fighting man. You can see he's massive. He's in shape. He's going to be a real challenge. And it's something different for me. Look, I'm used to boxing boxers and boxing the head off somebody. But to fight like an MMA guy, he's coming in different style, he's lower, it's different. It's a different look. I'm going to be saying to him in the fight, like, beat the pussy up, call me Larry Holmes. I'll be eating a jab, bang, bang, bang. And, you know, I can't wait. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic event. And I'm honoured that I'm a part of it, and I'm honoured that Francis is. If you look here, like, this is the African king, Francis Ngannou, and the Gypsy king. People just look at these photographs and don't realise the amount of work and effort that's gone into them. Let me just tell you, the lady who designed these costumes, she's won 3 Oscars. 3 Oscars, the costume designer. The guy who took the photographs won 3 big awards as well. So this is not small time. This is as big as it gets. So I just wanted to share that little info with you. We can get back to the press conference now, if that's all right.
Thank you, Tyson. A lot of key points there. Let's get a round of applause. I don't even know where to start, to be honest, but we'll bring in... Give me a minute. Francis Ngannou, let me ask you a question. We know how hard you hit. I've heard you talk about the delivery system. It's all well and good having a big punch, but you need to be able to land it. So is that delivery system ready?
That we are working on the delivery system, and if you look, if you've been watching my training, you will see that we have one of the best guys in the world that ever lived, that ever done this in the camp, in the man of Mike Tyson. I think if you're talking about delivery system, you can go any bigger than that, you know. So yes, we are working on the delivery system because it's a very important element for me in this fight. I heard people said, oh, he has the biggest puncher, he has a punch, he punch hard. But if you can punch somebody, your punch is worthless. And I really intend to make my punch useful. You understand? So that's why I'm working on the delivery system. I mean, don't be a fool. I know this is a big challenge for me, and I'm working very hard to put myself in the best position because no many fighter, even great as they were, didn't have this opportunity in their lifetime, in their career, to be sitting in this position, have a fight in this magnitude, you know. And again, that's why, like, sometimes I wake up in the night, I'm like, hey man, I'm tripping. Like, is it real? Like, then I walk around, I look and stuff. I'm like, no, I'm not dreaming. This is real. So, and all that because of Your Excellency up there, which I want to thank as well for putting this show bigger than a fight, a cultural event that we're going to be part of and make history out of it. And I'm going to fight the best boxer in the world for my first boxing fight. And I always ask myself, like, what will happen at the moment that guy hit the floor and doesn't stand up? Like, are you the best boxer in the world now? Like, what would that be? I mean, if you take out the number one, you're the number one, right? I think so.
Yep.
But it's really hard to think about it. I think for right now, I'll just focus on, like, take him out, then I'll figure the rest out after.
Tyson, before I bring you in, this is really a question for both of you guys. Mike Tyson is involved in this fight. You have had Tyson training you to help you beat Tyson. How is that going? And what sort of insight can Mike Tyson give you?
4 years ago, exactly 4 years ago, I met Mike Tyson for the very first time. And for many of you that know me, know that Mike Tyson, for me, is the best that have ever done this. And in our conversation, one thing that I precisely request from Mike Tyson was whenever I fight Tyson Fury, would he be in my corner? And at that time, everybody was looking at me as a fool to even thinking of fighting Tyson Fury. And today, it's happening. So from the moment that he get announced officially that I'm fighting Tyson Fury in Riyadh on the opening on Riyadh season, I hit up Mike Tyson. I'm like, bro, that thing become true. Like, this is it. And it's something magical, right? I grew up just know Mike Tyson as a face of boxing. And then I get to the point that my first boxing match, the guy in my corner, the guy that, I mean, I was in the gym with him training and was having those same sensation. Like, is this real, right? This Mike Tyson, right? And he was talking like, go, again. And I'm like, this is Mike Tyson on my corner for my first boxing match. This is real. And even that, after training, after we're done, I get ready to get home. And I'm like, man, one more. This is real. Just live the dream. It was amazing. So the motivation, the wisdom, the knowledge that he brings, for me, is something unique. For me, it's something that, I mean, he's been there tens of times, hundreds of times, which I haven't been there. So he knows a lot about the game. And if there's one person that I have to trust, that I can trust as far as boxing concerned, is Mike Tyson.
All right, well, look, Tyson, I want to get your thoughts on that, because you have literally been named after this man, and now he'll be in the opposite corner trying to get this guy to knock you out. What a surreal thing to happen.
So before Tyson say anything, I want to mention, like, if it wasn't me, if it was Tyson fighting against somebody else, I think Mike Tyson would be on the side, but on his corner. But too bad for him, Mike Tyson loved me more than him.
Too bad, Tyson.
It's actually hurtful, isn't it? I'm about to cry my eyes out here. I know that if it was personal and not business, then I'd take it seriously. But this is strictly business. You know, Mike Tyson's doing a job for Francis. He's now a boxing trainer. Fair play to him. It's surreal for me to be... Imagine a newborn baby being named after a boxing champion, and then all of a sudden you're named after him, you become world heavyweight champion, and then the world heavyweight champion is now fighting somebody else, and now the guy you named after is training the guy. He thinks he's in a dream. Fucking hell, I'm definitely in a dream. Do you know what I mean? I'm named after the guy, now I'm in the opposite corner to him. 50 years later, 30 years later. It's crazy, you know. But one thing I do have to say is I've got to take my hat off to Francis for his story and where he's come from, and the fight, the grind, the determination, and everything he's put into it to get to where he is. You know, he was just a young boy in Africa, you know, with a big dream. And everybody at home probably laughed at him that he was going to go to Las Vegas and win the UFC World Heavyweight Champion. And then when they said he's fighting Tyson Fury, they still laughed at him. But I never laugh at anybody because I know the man's struggle. I come from a place where anything's possible, and I've changed all my odds as well. My stars have been changed because I may not have been here today if things would have went a little bit different. So never underestimate anybody. And people are like, especially the fucking media, they're like, oh, Francis doesn't have a chance. So I say, if I go to the Boozer, the old battle cruiser across the road, yeah, and I get in a brawl with a guy, a drunken guy, he's going to hit me, and he might have a chance of knocking me out. So how am I not going to prepare 100% for an absolute killing machine over there? He's trying to take my brains out. I will give Francis the respect that he deserves as one, as a warrior, and two, as a man, and three, as a world champion, what he is. He's a big man, very strong, very powerful. And it's in my interest to give it the 100% training in camp. I bring in the best sparring possible for me. I've got my nutritionist here, George Lockhart. We'll do a 12-week camp with George. Been in camp already this is my 5th week in camp. Let's not forget, I only trained 6 weeks for Deontay Wilder. I'm doing 12 weeks for Francis Ngannou. 12 weeks. So I need to be on my A game because there's more on the line now than a boxing fight. You know, if I lose to a number one contender, another champion, it's like, well, he lost to a champion, whatever. But if I lose to an MMA guy, I'm never going to be able to show my face in public again. It's going to be ridiculed. People are going to chuck it at me forever. So there's more riding on this than there ever has been before. And whether the media want to take it as a joke or whatever they want to take it as, make no mistake, Tyson Fury will leave 0 stones unturned, and I will come in at my fittest and strongest and best I've ever been to defeat this man. And if I'm not, and I get knocked out, I want you all to laugh at me. That's what I want, because I'll deserve it. Only an idiot wouldn't train the bollocks off of somebody like Francis. The man's a machine, and I'll give him 100% respect. And I'm in the gym every day training, and I can't do no more. And it's all God's will now, all God's will. This is meant to be. It's been written in the stars 100 years before we're even born. This is our time, our moment in the sun. This is us. And he thinks it's in a dream as well. How do you think I feel? I'm in a dream too. I jog down the road sometimes and I think, am I going to wake up in a minute? Has this all been a dream? And then it's a reality. So as much as Francis is so excited to be here, so am I. I'm very, very excited, very, very blessed to be in this position. And I'm not in this position because, I'm a good boxer or I work harder than the next man. I'm in this position because God willed it. That's it. Nothing else.
Just on Francis Ngannou's power. Now, Tyson, you are no stranger to taking on big, big punches, but they measured his punch, and he hits as hard as a small family car. Are you concerned about Francis Ngannou's power?
I seen the video of him hitting the pad thing. Listen, the guy's a big puncher. You can see he's very big and strong and very well built. But, you know, I fought big punchers before, like Deontay Wilder, and I even fought the old Dr. Steelhammer, Vladimir Klitschko. And the one thing that both of them had in common were they both were massive punchers, but they both couldn't land it when it counted. And it's okay being a big, strong puncher if hitting a target that don't move, but it's pretty difficult hitting this hand full power when it's moving like that. So you can't hit what you can't see. And, you know, I'm not the best at what I do because I'm easy to hit. I'm the best at what I do because I'm the most elusive world champion in history. And that's facts. ESPN will back that up. So, yeah, if he can land it on me, he's definitely got good aim and he's been training. So, you know, it's I don't think he can. I don't think anyone can land it on me. That's a fact. And if they do, I'll just get back up because I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. And that's what it is. So, yeah, can't wait.
All right, Francis, let me...
We're going to find out on October 28th how good you move.
You know how good I move. I'm like the Matrix in there, baby.
I know. And you know I'm going to find you.
I know you can fight, and I know you can punch hard too. So I know it. I'm not underestimating it. I'm expecting a tough fight. If it's anything less than a 10-round war, 12 rounds, however many rounds it is, I'll be disappointed. I'm expecting a war. And if it's not a war, I'm going to be disappointed.
You get it.
You
get your war.
We're both being paid a lot of money
from the moment that you signed for this fight.
So we're going to entertain.
So
this
no
is
doubt
entertainment.
about it. I'm coming for everything.
Good, and so you should. And if you beat me, you become the lineal world heavyweight champion. It goes back to the days of John L. Sullivan, the man who beat the man who beat the man who beat the man, going back to the olden days. You will be the Uno, #1 in the division. So, yeah, fantastic opportunity, and fair play to you if you can do it. I'll walk across the ring, shake your hand, give you a kiss, and take you out for a beer. Alcohol free, of course.
Let's bring in Bob Arum. It's sizzling up nicely, Bob.
Yeah. You know, a lot of you writers out there say Francis comes from a different discipline, and therefore going in with a top boxer like Tyson Fury, he has no chance. Now, what I suggest is go look at the tapes of Francis's UFC fights and see if you're convinced that he has no chance. Because I have never seen anybody with the power, whether it's boxing or MMA, that he has, Francis has. Now, Tyson is quite correct. Boxing is different. And boxing, it's not necessarily who hits the hardest, but how you can land your punches. So this will be not only a massive event in a great country, in a great place that's emerging as an entertainment capital, but a significantly interesting fight that people will be talking about for years and decades to come.
Thank you, Bob. Francis, I just want to touch on one thing. The weight of this fight. Now, when you're in the MMA world, you have to cut weight to make 265 pounds. You can weigh whatever you want in this fight against Tyson Fury. You're a big guy. How big are you expecting to be in there? And will you actually be bigger than Tyson Fury? What do you think?
I want to be in shape. I want to feel good, you know, and that's why, I have a whole team around me to work on that. I have a great strength conditioning coach. I have a nutritionist, a chef that's work in order to make that. So, and I've been fighting in the high level for so long now. I know it's good for me. Where is the middle ground for me with good weight and most energy, right? So I don't want to compromise my energy in order to lose weight, and I don't want to compromise my my weight by getting more energy. So it's going to be in the middle, and that I think we have that figured out.
How do you win this fight, Francis Ngannou?
Excuse me?
How do you win this fight?
How do I win this fight? Usually I would say knockout, because that's what comes first. But I mean, I know the guy in front of me. I have watched Tyson fight live personally so many times. I have watched a lot of tape about him, and it's very slicky, you know. So, and that's why I put a lot of focus on my delivery system that we were talking about earlier, because he's a guy that is very, very hard to hit. So I'm working about that, and I'm aware that he might not get that punch, maybe not in with full power, but I'm making sure that however it goes, the victory will be mine. In Riyadh on October 28th, the victory will be mine. And whether it's knockout or decision, that doesn't matter. The V is what matters.
Well, let me ask you this. You mentioned there, if it lands, as I've said, you've got the hardest punch in the world. If it does land completely clean on Tyson Fury, what would happen?
If he does land, good night. Lies off. I mean, what do you think will happen?
Oh, well, I'm going to ask Tyson. I'm not going to say.
I mean, not to mention that this is a heavyweight fight. And that's what is very excited about heavyweight. We know that everybody in the heavyweight division can knock everybody out. You don't need to have a tremendous power. I'm not walking there just like, oh, Tyson Fury can knock me out. No, bro. I'm not going there to put my shin. I'm going there to fight, hit and not get hit. I think that's the rules of boxing. And that's why I'm very aware of that. And that's why I'm taking this very serious in all the components of the discipline.
Well, Tyson, you've just heard it. If he lands that punch that's been recorded, that hits like a small family car, he says it's good night. Thoughts?
I can't have a comment until I felt his power. Remember when I got the old Alabama Slammer up on stage and said, hit me in the face, go on. I wanted to feel his power. I haven't felt Francis's power, so I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be like. Is it going to be like so much different to any other heavyweight I've ever fought? Probably not. Will it bounce off me? Probably so, because I'm bulletproof. It's one of them things. It's like so many people have tried knocking me out before or beating me, and I've been successful for 15 years in a row, 34 contests and 2-time undefeated champion. So, you know, I've heard it all before, all of the bullshit that fighters like to say, I'm going to do this, do that. Listen, good luck to him in his training camp. Good luck to him and his trainers and Mike Tyson and his other trainer over there. I met him in Vegas a few times. And that's it. Bring your A game and let's have a fight. Let's have a fucking fight. That's what we're being paid to do. All this talking, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, we're going to go in there and we're going to fight. We're going to put on a show. He's a world champion in fighting, okay? Not a world champion in tennis. He's not a world champion in basketball. He's a fighting world champion. And I'm a fighting world champion, so the best man will win. There is no two ways about it. Whoever's the best on the night will win the fight. That's it.
And Tyson...
World champion in boxing. Because in fighting, I think you are very limited in general. Just
no,
besides
not
boxing.
fighting, because I think I can beat
Fighting
you in a
in
cage.
general, you're very limited.
I would kick your ass in a cage, no problem.
No, you can't dare. You can't even
100%.
think about that.
100%.
But just focus on
I'll beat you in the boxing ring,
just
and then I'll
focus
kick
on
your ass
Riyadh
in a
season,
cage.
and then we will see after.
100%. I'll beat you at boxing, I'll beat you in a cage. No problem.
No, bro.
No problem.
Focus on boxing.
No problem.
For right now.
Best at boxing, and I'll beat him in a cage fight. No two ways about it.
Well, there you have it. The gauntlet has been laid down here. I'm being told to wrap up. What a brilliant press conference we've had. We're just about to have the face-off. The thing to remember, this is October 28th. We kick off Riyadh season. Two kings collide in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And we're asking the world a question. Who is the baddest man on the planet?
Me.
There you go. If Tyson thinks it's him, I'd imagine Francis Ngannou thinks
I don't think it's me. I know it's fucking me.
Find out officially on October 28th. If you can't be there, make sure you're tuning in. Thank you so much.
I just want to say, if anybody was offended by my swearing, get the fuck out that door!
All right, let's get a face-off down the front here, please. We'll get off the stage first, and then we'll...